Hello everyone and welcome to the Homestead.
Hi guys.
And welcome to the Shindig. This is a virtual barbecue and outing that frankly dozens of channels are participating in the month of September. This is our contribution to it. We hope you enjoy it. It is going to be smoked pork loin wrapped in bacon, and then pulled pork sandwiches from that pork loin. And you made
Mediterranean cucumber and tomato salad.
All right guys, let's get this going. Okay, so we have our spices in here. What we have is a half a cup of brown sugar. We have 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. We have a tablespoon of coarse kosher salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. We have 2 teaspoons of crushed brown black pepper. We have 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. And for a little kick, we have a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this all together. And when it's all mixed together, we're going to get it on our pork loin. All right, so we got our rub, we got our pork loin. I've got it fat down. Okay, we're just going to take and we're going to put this rub right on it. Pretty liberally. A lot of guys will put mustard on their pork and use that as a binder to bind this rub to their pork loins or their ribs or whatever they might be doing. I do not do that. I just do what it's called. It's called a rub for a reason. I pat it in and I rub it in. And then I'm going to take it, flip it over, get this backside. Try and make sure you get a nice coating on everything. You even want to make sure you get the sides. Flip it back over. Get the last of my rub on here on the meat side. Try and make sure you get the sides as best you can. Alright guys, we are going to put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour and let it rest and let this soak in before it goes into the smoker.
Alright guys, now that we have our pork roast resting in the refrigerator and marinating, I'm going to put together the Mediterranean cucumber and tomato salad. So I use Roma tomatoes, 2 sliced cucumbers, and I have salt, pepper, a red onion, parsley, basil, and some olive oil. And in the olive oil, I'm going to put some lemon juice too. So let's look at those ingredients and get it all mixed up. Okay, so right here I have my cucumbers. There's 2 slicing cucumbers. You can take out the seeds or you can leave the seeds in. It depends on your preference. I have 6 Roma tomatoes that I just cut up very coarsely. No rhyme or reason to it. I'm just going to add those tomatoes into the bowl. Then I have half a red onion that I'm going to add. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon, maybe a little more, of basil, 2 tablespoons of parsley. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, and then I'm going to add my lemon juice to my olive oil, mix it around a little bit, and then pour that over. Once you get that all in the bowl, then you're just going to toss it around. Now sometimes I may add peppers to this, or I may add other vegetables depending on what I have out of the garden. But today we're just going to go with the cucumber and tomato with some onion and seasonings. So once you have that all coated in your bowl, this also is going to go sit in the refrigerator so it can finish marinating, and the tomatoes and cucumbers will soak up all that flavor from the seasonings that we put together.
Okay, so I just pulled our pork loin out of the refrigerator. You saw me get it all spiced up and put it on the rack. Take a look at it, guys. What do you think? Look at that thing. That looks beautiful. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pull that pork loin off and we're gonna get it on the grill, on the grate, and then we're gonna get it wrapped and we're gonna get it in the smoker. So I'm just gonna grab a hold of this, pick it up, put this here, and I'm going to flip it so that the fat side is up. I want the fat side up, so as that melts, it's going to melt into the meat and keep it nice and juicy. All right, and then we're just going to take our bacon. I'm going to slice this open it right up. And it's pretty simple, guys. You're just going to take this bacon and you're going to wrap it. All right, we got it all wrapped. Take our gloves off now. We should be good to go. All right, hold on one second, guys. We got our meat thermometers. We're just gonna take this one Go right through here, right to the center. And we're going to take this one. We're going to put it right here so that we can monitor the temperature inside of the smoker. All right, guys, so we've got the smoker. I already preheated the smoker. I've got it running at about 225 right now. So this is a low and slow cook. I'm gonna plug my prongs in. I have, this thermometer has a remote, so I can move around the homestead today and get some other stuff done while it's cooking and monitor how it's doing. And we will come back in an hour or two and give it a look-see. All right, it's been about 2.5 hours, so let's check this out. Oh, look at that, guys. That is looking fantastic. All right, let's get it closed up. One last thing I'm gonna do is, oh, I'm gonna grab a rock because I don't have a pot holder out here. And we're gonna throw a couple more chunks in. All right, let's check our temperatures. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Can you see that? We're doing fine. This one here, 226. That is the temperature inside the smoker where the meat is. And the meat right now is at 126. And it has been cooking for 2 hours and 36 minutes. So I'd say we got at least a couple more hours, maybe 3. It will plateau at about 140 and it'll hover there for about 45 minutes and then it'll come up again. That's my experience with this smoker, but we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, one of the nice things about cooking in the smoker is you get a lot of extra spare time. So let me show you what I did while that first one was smoking. Rocco, you gonna walk in my freshly tilled row? So I just tilled this whole 70-foot row out, and that is where we're gonna plant our garlic, probably tomorrow. Did I do a good job, bub? Does it look okay? Check out my okra, guys. Looks good, huh? And look at all them cherry tomatoes. We really did well for our first year here in Arkansas with this garden. Next year, it's gonna be booming. All right, guys, it's ready. Let me turn this beeping noise off. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. That looks yummy. All right, let's get it turned off. Get it taken out here. All right, guys, we're gonna let this rest for 10 minutes and then we're gonna cut into it. Look at that, guys. Bring the camera over here so you can see that. How does that look? All right. All right, we're gonna take half of this. We're gonna bring it inside. Missy's gonna make pulled pork. The other half we're gonna put to the side. That's going to be another meal, if not two. Yep. So. What do you got going, Missy?
All right, so what I do is I take the half and I cut it up into chunks like this and put it into my pan, which already has about 1/4 of a cup of water in it. And the water is so that it simmers and breaks down the pork so that I'll be able to pull it apart to make the pulled pork.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna cut this all up, including the bacon, and get it in the pan. And it usually takes about a half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how quickly it breaks down. This is very tender and juicy from being in the smoker, so it shouldn't take that long.
Alrighty, guys, we'll come back when it's in the pan.
Alright, guys, now that it's all in the pan, I have it at a simmer. I'm going to put the cover on and probably come out every 20 minutes to see how tender it is. Normally I would do this as a slow cook in the crock pot, but for video and time's sake, we're doing it in a pan today. Alright guys, now that this has been simmering for about 15 minutes, we're going to take the lid off, and it's pretty tender. So we're going to start breaking up this meat in here. Now, like I said earlier, I would probably do this in my crock pot, and I would leave the meat whole so that it would shred a little bit better. But as you can see, the meat is falling apart. All those bigger chunks you kind of want to break down a little bit. And most of the water, if you look in the pan here, has gone, and this is turning into a nice base for our pulled pork. So when I go to put the barbecue sauce in, that'll add a lot of flavor to it. Now that our meat is all broken up here, and a lot of those juices have soaked into the meat, I'm going to add my barbecue sauce. Mix that in. Now this is just a honey barbecue sauce, and depends on your preference. You can add as much or as little barbecue sauce as you want. We like barbecue sauce, so I'm going to get this well mixed in here. And then let this simmer a little bit longer. And then probably add some more barbecue sauce. Alright guys, this is our end result of pulled pork.
Well, I'd say we get it inside and plate it up. What do you think, Missy?
We are. We're going to take it inside, we're going to plate it up, and then we'll show you what we have.
All right, that is smoked pork loin wrapped in bacon. And the smoker that we split in half, made pulled pork sandwiches out of with
Mediterranean cucumber and tomato salad.
And that is our contribution to the Shindig, guys. Make sure you check down in the description below. I'll have a list of all the channels that participated. Make sure you go check them out and what they brought to the virtual picnic. So that's it for us, guys. We'll see you later.
Yeah, we're going to eat.
Bye.
Bye.